Hey, what's up guys, Jeremy here. Let's see how you can properly orient your tool in a curve follow project. Let's get started. As usual, we pick up exactly where we left. So we have our robot, we have the curve corner path selected, and here in our curve follow project, we are using the tool orientation follows path. For this video, we will talk about the path to tool offset. So this will help you reorient your path either around the z-axis of the tool, X, Y, create an offset, and so on and so forth. So first of all, I need to show you kind of a magic button. If you click on Show Preferred Tool Path, you will see here on your path what I would refer to as ghost tools. So those are kind of semi-transparent tools showing you how the robot should behave along the path. And I want to put the emphasis on should behave because this doesn't consider singularities, joint limits, and reach limits. There's another button here, Show Estimated Toolpath, that does consider that. But here for this one, it only shows you kind of what you are asking RoboDK to try to do if there was like no physical limit. If you look here, you have a mention ROT-Z, so rotation around the Z-axis, and this is the rotation around the Z-axis of the tool. So if I bring my mouse on top of it and I use my scroll wheel, I can move that by increment of 5 degrees. So here, let's say if I go to 45 degrees and I click Update and then Simulate, you will see that the robot will follow the path in the same exact way as before in terms of X, Y, Z, but now with a 45-degree rotation around the Z-axis of the tool. So that's great. If you want, you can also create an offset. You can also create a rotation around the X and Y, and so on and so forth. You can also here enter simply a specific value manually. You can say, okay, I would like to have, instead of 45, I would like to have 90. I was about to say minus 45, but I'm pretty sure it won't work as it will be out of range in most situations. So I can decide here to have a 90-degree rotation. So depending on how the nozzle of your dispensing tool or whatever tool you're using is set up, it can work. So again, here, if you show your preferred tool path, you will see here the result. Same goes if you press Alt and Shift, you can modify the orientation of your tool, of your TCP here. So you will see that changing the orientation of your TCP here will affect the orientation of the ghost tool in real time. So I want it to stay at the value it was before. I'm gonna bring it about like this here, and I'll go, this is 0, this should be 70, and this should be 180. Okay, cool. But so you can adapt that orientation by just modifying the TCP. So that can be a great idea. So here you can modify the rotation around Z. I'm going to show you how you can modify the other rotations, but just kind of cheating, I would say, like quote unquote cheating in your TCP position can be super useful. Don't forget here that if you're using tool orientation follows path, by default, if you have 0 here, it will keep the minus X axis of the tool pointing towards the next position. If I go and I enter here 180, let's say, and I click Update, Simulate here, it will use the X axis pointing towards the next point. So if I use a slider here I'm kind of out of range, so that's not a very good not a good example, but like it's using other features that we will discuss and see in the next few videos. But here you can see it's trying to keep the x-axis pointing here like that. So that's great. So I can go and say here 0, let's say. Oops, 00 doesn't work, obviously, so it needs to be 0. Update, Simulate. Perfect. Here you can also go and select here the drop-down menu. By default, you have the script. So if you want to do a rotation around Y, you could just enter multiply by ROT, exactly like it's written here, multiply by trans L, XYZ, multiply by ROT-Z, multiply by ROT-Y, and then enter a value. But that can be a bit complicated if you're not familiar with the way like matrix are multiplied and everything. If you know how your Euler angle works with your robot, I have a video explaining how Euler angle works here. You can click here and you will have X, Y, Z, and then rotation around X, Y, and Z. So if I go like that, I can do the same rotation around X, or Z, sorry. Same rotation around Y, same rotation around X. But I would have to say that here I would recommend playing with the rotation, with the orientation of the TCP itself, not the rotation here. It works, but I find it easier to just kind of modify the position of, or the orientation of the TCP itself. So if I come here, instead I prefer kind of doing something like that. I think it's a bit easier to manage, and here I could just kind of enter the right specific value I want within the TCP definition, but that's your choice, honestly. You can also add a, let's say Z, sorry, Y or X offset. That won't create necessarily as for the RoboDK, for the tool orientation follows path. It will create an offset kind of how you would expect it to be. So if I go just for an offset around, let's say here, just an offset around the Y, like that here, it will kind of expand the path or retract the path. I'm going to show you what it does when we have a tool orientation, minimum tool orientation follows path, minimum tool orientation, sorry, and it's not exactly the same. So here, that would work if I want to kind of offset the path just a bit like that and run it like this. If I want to have an offset in Z to just give a bit more space for my sealant to be applied, that would also work. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna stop that here. I'm gonna bring that back to 0. Let's see how it goes for the minimum tool orientation change. I'm gonna go back to the script here. I'm gonna bring back the robot to its home position, so right click home, and I will go show preferred tool path here. Obviously, again, I can rotate like that, so I can decide to go for 45-degree angle, just like this here, and this will follow the path at a 45-degree angle, so that's very cool. You can use the slider here to go just a bit faster. But if I select here the, let's say, Phanetic Motoman, and then I enter show preferred toolpath, a 20 millimeter or a 40 here with respect to the default y-axis, it will create a an offset here along the y-axis, but it will create the same offset in the same direction here. So it will simply like kind of push the path. So if I was to do that here, maybe just with a 0 here so that you better understand, it will have you will have an offset here, but as soon as you reach this point here, you're still on the same path because the offset isn't in the x direction anymore. So it's along the y, so you're just kind of pushing the path a bit further. So it's not exactly what you want. So if you want to create an offset, we will go in edit set weld setting here. So don't worry too much about the weld here. It might change, the name might change in the future. We'll go for edit weld setting here, and we'll be able to apply an offset. But this is something we'll talk in the future. One cool thing you can do with the minimum tool orientation change that you can't do with the tool orientation follows path is use the teach button here. So the teach button here will help you like define an orientation around the Z that you want to follow. So if you just bring your robot like this and you say, yeah, I would like the robot to follow that here, that given orientation here, you can click teach. It will still write down 0 here because the modifications are under the plus here. I don't want to expand that for now. I will have dedicated videos regarding this because this is kind of another level of complexity. I don't want to jump into that here. Otherwise, my videos would take like way too long. I'm already around 10 minutes, I believe, so I need to cut that out. And here you see it will follow the exact orientation that we teached with the teach button. So that's great. So I can kind of follow like this, or if I want to do it the other way around, I can go here, click teach, update, simulate here, and it's following this way. So that's a very interesting method. Personally, I prefer using the rotation manually. It's more like an habit than anything else, but I feel like I have a bit more control and I know what's going on because I have a reference on what I applied. Here, if I just use the teach, I don't really know what I asked the RoboDK to do, but it's very cool and very quick if I just want to have like a given rotation. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. In the next one, we will talk about approach and retract motion, because it's cool to be able to do the path itself, but we need to be able to go to that path and retract from that path in a first safe way, and sometimes using a given, let's say, either an angle or a curve or something like that. So we want to be able to be flexible with the way we approach a path. So this will be the main subject of the next video. Hope to see you there. In any case, have a great day, guys.